folks, and welcome to Craic News. Today we have two funky ass mofos in the studio today. Yeah, we have TikTok sensation John Devlin and recurring guest funny man Conall Rimes.
I've been here twice. What's happening?
Good. We'll get stuck into some news stories. Yeah,
Go for it.
Okay, first one is a bit of a mad one, right? Don't know if you've seen it. A couple of horses ran out of Buckingham Palace, right? Before you ask, it wasn't Camilla.
Okay.
Right? But they were covered in blood, right?
Yeah.
Ran out onto the streets, caused chaos, started headbutting buses, all this sort of stuff, right? Conall, soon you're to see 4 horsemen of the apocalypse coming out of Buckingham Palace. What's your first thought?
My first thought is, where is Prince Edward hiding? I was like, he's got to be on one of these horses, barebagging it. Like. No, I actually seen the videos, man.
Oh, did you? I didn't see them yet.
No, I seen them like a while back. I seen videos of like ones on like e-scooters, like pure zipping past, and like, can you imagine like the thrill? Like, finally, I've vindication for buying this vehicle. Like,
I seen one of them transform. Just straight into one. What I say was like one of them definitely 100%. Like, you seen the one that was covered in blood, right?
I seen the white horse was covered in blood.
That one 100% just got into like Queen Elizabeth's old stash, child blood or whatever. You know what I mean? It was just, it was rolling around. Like, that's what sent it over the edge. It got rejuvenized. That's.
I thought since they're horses, you'll probably sent to Buckingham Palace to get groomed by Prince Andrew.
Yeah. Or they're raw horses.
They could be Irish horses.
Yeah. They were finally like, we've had enough. Do you know what I thought? And it came to my head when I first read the story, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this is just scene for scene the exact story of Planet of the Apes. If you just go back 4 years, like we had COVID, which was like their simian flu or whatever. Then straight after that, all of a sudden, these like rampant horses are sprinting through the streets of London.
I know.
So I'm 100% convinced that in like 4 years' time, humanity will be wiped out and the horses will take over. Planet of the Horses.
As you're saying, I think if it had been like 100 years ago, people were seeing that as a sign of like
it's coming.
It's coming.
The end.
The end is coming. Like, you know what I mean?
I think this is another sign that English are incompetent. Don't know how to handle that. You just someone's on a smoke break and like let go of a leash, like, oh shit.
Because they said it was. I was like, how did it said it on the story? They got spooked from builders moving rubble, and I was like, definitely doesn't explain why there was blood all over.
No, definitely not. No. Like, who died? That's my question. Like, who 100% just got absolutely robbed by that horse? I have a genuine fear of horses. I remember when I was younger, I live out in the middle of nowhere in a wee town called Marfell. Shout out to Marfell. But I ended up in I was walking with my cousin at one point, and like the field beside us had this big fucker of a stallion of a fucking horse. Yeah. And the thing, whatever happened, right? It looked at me, and then looked at my cousin, and then looked back at me and started charging. And that thing was fucking 18 inches semi. You know what I mean? Like, that thing was full blown, nearly erect. It was busting, all over the place, just swinging.
I love how that's what you focused on.
I don't know.
You just kept looking at it.
You couldn't not see it. Do you know what I mean? It was the most prevalent thing I've ever seen. And the fear that they kind of eventually it stopped at just like a small ditch. But I know if it went any further, like I would have definitely been the victim of the blood horse.
It would have been
it would have been Anna definitely would have got rid by it. But like,
how do you like it?
I feel like when it says in the podcast, it's just a therapy session.
It's okay. You can talk about it.
It's not okay. It's not okay. I don't want to talk about horses anymore.
Just nightmares of horse penis the whole time.
John, I've something to tell you. That horse is here today.
Please welcome.
Come on in.
Massive penis.
You'd see the dick first.
Say not the door. Here he is.
Okay, we'll move on to story number 2, right? Might not be as big as the first story, but a young man walks into the cinema. He's bought a pack of Maltesers. He bites into his first Malteser, pure chocolate, no honeycomb. Have you guys any stories, right, of having a wee sneaky surprise snack?
I was a crack addict. I was a proper crack addict for like, and I mean like I full blown searched the wastes for this. Do you ever like a bag of Bakers?
I thought you were going to literally say while you were searching for crack. This is getting really dark.
No, this is during the crack phase, but no, like whenever I was younger, on crack,
horse tranquilizer.
But like a bag of Bakers, like when you got that one nug of just pure
bike,
just pure spice.
Yes, I was actually thinking when I was reading that story, I was thinking the exact same thing.
That would be my golden thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting a raw chocolate Malteser would be a bit of a fucking cop out.
Yeah, I prefer the honeycomb.
I'd be raging.
See, Bakers, did you used to like at the very end? We used to like.
I'd suck the fucking in my fingers. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like 100%. That was
too
shit
good
ever.
Too good.
What about your favourite? Well, you can be a pack of sweets if you want, like bar of chocolate. What we're going with that. I think there's a difference between if you have a cup of tea with it and if you don't.
Cup of tea with a cup of chocolate.
No,
A cup of chocolate.
A bar of chocolate.
But a cup of tea with a bar of chocolate.
Oh yeah,
That's so bizarre.
is it?
It's an interesting
It'd have to be
combination.
biscuit form.
Oh wow, I think that's the first time I've heard that. So if you had like a galaxy,
No.
a pure galaxy,
Dude.
right? No, and someone said in the kitchen,
Blasphemous.
"Do you want to take on a cup of tea?" You wouldn't dip your galaxy in.
No, well, like
What
if
the
I,
fuck?
yeah, if I walk in mid conversation, someone's saying tea, I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. But like my first thought when I get a chocolate bar isn't like tea
Let
bag.
me dip that.
Tea
in.
bag.
They're dip out in the tea there.
Yeah.
No, I
But
feel
if you
like
had a
no,
cup
no,
of tea there,
if it's good enough on its own to enjoy it, do you need that tea to make it better?
if it's a Galaxy Caramel, definitely on its own. If it's a solid block, like a Downey milk, or like a Galaxy just
Yeah.
full Galaxy,
Because
any cup
like
of tea, because
tea-
it softens it.
there's
True,
tea
sure.
biscuits, you know, like as I refer to them
100%
as like
digestive.
like a rich tea digestive, which is like child abuse. You know what I mean? Like if you had them in the house, like your mother or father didn't love you. You know what I mean? As simple as that. Really.
Well,
Tell me I'm wrong.
We're on the different spectrum here when it's
Just-
coming to chocolate and biscuits.
Like a chocolate digestive is a
Oh,
different
right.
story
Oh,
altogether.
that's okay.
But I'm talking like if your mother or father or guardian only purchased only rich tea with nothing on it, just a dry
But
biscuit.
then I would put something on it.
no, that's fair. I used to put butter on rich tea back in the day. Like.
You would
Oh, I was going to say
No.
butter, but I was too ashamed.
No, that's like
rightfully so.
that's a poor man household right there. Like we could
great.
I just starved, man.
listen. Sorry, we couldn't afford the chocolate digestives. Man.
know.
There you go. We made our own in
I'm
our
not
house.
saying, like the only reason I know about rest tea, chocolate digestives, child abuse is because I've been through it. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
living it. I'm living it right now. That's all right. Me and James are going to get a Galaxy and dip in some tea and spread on the rich tea after
Spread
this.
butter on it. No.
Okay, we're going to move on to our last and final story, right? So, right, this guy, he was going on holiday with his family. His girlfriend or his partner turns around and says to him, "We need to save money. Stop booking everything first class, right?" He goes into first class, takes the kids, books everyone in the first class, apart from his wife, puts her back in economy, and he's like, "Lad, you said we need to save money."
That guy accepted, right, after how many wins he's had, 2, 3 or whatever, he accepted he's never having sex. Like, he's lost all concept of like things he needs to work towards, you know what I mean? So he's like, fuck it.
Yeah,
If you're going to complain, that's go on you to, you know, whatever.
I respect
I don't
it, like-
agree with them. Right,
no? Okay.
but I fully accept that is the situation that he's currently in. You know, he could go join the priesthood at this point. He'd be all right. You know what I mean?
It's even. It is cheeky. Like it's cheeky.
Cheeky but funny.
But where were they going? Like, I think I read
know, I don't know.
somewhere like
Tahiti.
Tahiti. That's like, come on. That's like
Are you a hostel guy? Would you stay in hostels?
I'm not a hostile at all, man. I'm a lover, like, you know.
I've never noticed. I've never.
Am I a hostile guy? No, I'll go.
So late. I was like, what's going on? I remember
No.
the first time I ever did a hostel with like someone I was going out with. It was only once. It was a really quick trip, so we were like spontaneously, do you want to head down to Dublin? And then I was like, sure, we'll just get a hostel and we'll stay overnight. We'll head back up the next morning. She didn't know what a hostel was, how it worked.
Ooh.
I was like, didn't tell her I was booking a mixed dorm. Walked in, I was getting changed. She grabbed my hand. She was like, "What?" She jumped out of the back out of the door. She said, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is
Awful.
our life."
This is the holiday. This is why we're here. How do you get paid for this room?
You're like, I paid for him too. What are you on about? Like,
Exactly.
He came with the buffet. Oh, you can whatever you want to do.
Okay, here's another one. I'll ask you another couple of scenarios. Right? Another one is like Maggie Mae's and Deliveroo are doing like 50% discount, but you have to spend 20 quid.
okay.
It's hard for me to spend 20 quid by myself, 2 burgers, couple
Yeah.
chips, and I finish
Yeah.
that. So I go to my partner and I'm like, "Do you want to chip in?" She's like, "No," right? Because she knows I have to order that much food, 20 quid's worth to get the discount. Then comes down, knows I can't finish my dinner, takes all the leftovers, and I'm like, "That's like your man from the plane." I'm like, "You're cheeky. You're like, you do."
Yeah,
So what
that
I
is,
started
yeah.
doing, I started ordering stuff, but like she hates like hot sauce and stuff, jalapenos everywhere.
Oh, fuck
hot
yeah.
sauce comes
Yeah,
down. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take leftovers." Opens it up. She's like,
Can't
"Fuck
have it.
you."
Not tonight, bitch.
You're
I feel
gonna
like I'm
have
that guy.
it's like you're gonna have a stingy ring. You know what I mean? It's the end of the fucking story. You know
You
what
put
I
a
mean?
ring on it.
But what are you guys? You got like any stories like anywhere like?
Like my family, like I've got 2 sisters, and it was always kind of like a feeding frenzy, like.
Yeah.
So you know yourself, like immediately, if there's a hot sauce on table, you're just banging that shit right on there. Like no one else is gonna eat this but me.
Nice time
Hot
you're having
sauce,
that.
mate.
I actively, so I've sort of manipulated my relationship for the last 9 years. No, it makes sense in a second. Hang on. So I've
Admitting it live on
manipulated
here.
it to the point where, like, I'm the person who says the thing first. Like, you know, when it comes to food.
You
right?
always have to talk
No,
first
no,
in
no.
a
So like,
relationship.
so like, if the food person comes over, like,
Oh,
you know, my
right,
partner's very shy. So like, you know, if the person goes, I'll literally be like, fucking
Right.
2 of them, please.
I'll get this.
3 of them, 4 of them. You know what I mean? Get me anything that doesn't involve sharing. You know,
Oh,
we'll have 2
wow.
starters.
Yeah.
We're not
Scared me.
sharing.
It's weird.
No, we're like, look, we're in a good relationship and all, but but when it comes to food, things get fucking dangerous.
I can picture you getting up first in like a comedy club, and you've got microphone. This is my gig. We're not sharing this mic.
I know for that. No, but
I can just imagine your girlfriend like, yeah, that's us, and you're just like, nah, get back over. I need this side. I need 2 of these. All right.
No, I'm
Bring
only
me something that's gonna hurt the eighth.
I'm only saying this because realist. It's like a power play because I know that she makes like 4 times more money than me. You know what I mean? Like far more successful than I could ever be. But
fair.
when it comes to food, though, that's the only place I have control. So you have to take it for what it is.
Okay. On that confession, folks, we're going to end Craic News. Thank you very much for coming, folks.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure coming.
It's been
folks. Thank you very much for coming to Craic News. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.